welcome friends to this NPTEL MOOC module on handling large scale data using Stata, and we are here in understanding combining data sets using Stata with the real life data sets. Real life, I mean that a particular individual and their narratives have been captured through the proper teams of Government of India with certified teams of Government of India, and accordingly the informations have been gathered, but now information has not been fine tuned unless we combine the data. Extraction we did earlier, in the last class we did append to vertically append add the data, vertically add the observation, okay, that I guided you. Now do not get confused by the name merging. Why am I saying merging? Because the content for today as lecture or this lecture is on merging. So, merging is different than that of append. I have guided you categorically. If you have little confusion on it, please go back to my previous lecture and try to understand the information between the lines. That will certainly clarify you, and we have also given you a schematic graphical presentation of the difference between append, and now we are guiding on merging. So, without discussing further, I hope you will get the details and you will raise some doubts and for your better clarification. Now, I am happy to clarify you on merging. So, merge, the meaning merge, okay, it seems the moment how they are merging, as if one is inserted in another one, another is inserted in another one, which way is inserted, that does not matter much, okay. We will also clarify that whether these gets inserted or they are get inserted. So, can I say that these gets merged? I will say these get added, okay. This is there, this is a vertical, when I say it is, I will say add. When this is there and two different objects are coming, there is a possibility of collision, that is called not addition, that is called merge, okay. In data set similarly, we have horizontally available variables and that could be merged. Now, horizontally I mean information as per the given structure of the available data sets, they give variables on the columns, okay. This data set variables are in the column, another data set variables are in common on the column. On the rows, number of observations are there. Now, number of observation is not important for us, because observation will be the same, okay, or observation for the same observation we are going to add different information regarding the observation. As I told you already that in any like NSS data set on consumer expenditure, we have household information as well as individual information. So, within a household we may expect so many individuals, okay. On the average, as you know, in Indian household 3 to 4 members on the average are there in a family. So, in one data set or one block of the data set gives individual information only regarding individual characteristics, okay. Individual features are different than that of household features, okay. BPL family, for example, BPL status grant is not given to an individual, it is given to a particular household, whether household is under below poverty line or not, okay. Like gas connection, if it is a household having some number of individuals within that. So, household connection with LPG gas connection refers to a household, not individual, okay. So, household characteristics are different than that of individual characteristics, okay, all right. Individual we may their age, their sex, okay. So, so accordingly we are going to guide you differently as compared to append. Where the append command adds rows or observation, merge adds columns or variables, okay, in simple language. The merge command combines data sets by combining observation that have the same value of an identifier variable or variables. So, the result has all the variables from both the files, okay. Data sets to be merged should generally be matched or I mean matched on some ID variable, so that the correct variable values are grouped together. So, ID variable we have highlighted here, we are going to guide you in detail. Okay. So, it is a bit tricky to understand what you mean by ID variable. Generally in string, okay, we have already guided you, okay, from the very beginning. All the data set gives fast information related to ID, but ID may not be uniquely identified, that is different. Okay. We are going to tell you in a short while. So, ID variable or variables are those variables that uniquely identify each of the observation or case. Okay. Single ID variable may not actually uniquely identify. What do you mean by again uniquely identified, to be guided you in shortly? It is also called this ID variable is also called primary keys or the indexes. Okay. There can be more than one identification variable, as I just said, not just one variable may not represent the entire information. Okay. So, ID has to be defined very clearly, and there are some tricks to define, then only merge is possible. Like for an individual belongs to which household, if the individual attached with a household characteristics in the identification variable, if you are merging, then that particular individual will carry the information or will be merged into that particular household if the ID is perfectly defined. Okay. If the ID is uniquely identified, that we are going to guide you. The merge command adds variable from using data sets to master data sets. Okay. Likewise, we explained in the previous lecture on appending. So, master here for us is A and the using for us is B, as I told you. Now, we are horizontally merging or merging the data set. Now, number of observation is 1 to n in both the case. Number of variables, now mark the difference very clearly. Now, number of variables I am just highlighting here, number of variables are added. Okay. So, number of observation may remain same. Now, look at this, this is the same against to the variable against to the observation. Now, variables are actually added, or information, more information is available to the corresponding observation. Okay. So, ID variables value match in both the data sets. Now, as example, an example is here before us from the 73rd round of NSS. So, please recapitulate what is that 73rd round. It is on 73rd round of National Sample Survey is on informal unorganized enterprises, okay, minus construction, okay, all right. So, even agriculture is not included, that is the round, as I told you earlier, non-agriculture, non-construction in enterprises are included in this round. So, each block contains different piece of information. Now, please mark, I have already shown you during the data availability lecture, data explanation lecture. You can go back to that lecture and find out. Once again I am clarifying that, look at the block 1. Block 1, that is why it is called semi round 1, because entire information is not available in one round. Okay. So, they are naming accordingly, but we have to mark very clear identification of the sample enterprise is given in block 1. Block 2, particulars operation. So, operation related activities, and you will get it, operation of the enterprise you will get it from block 2. Okay. Original value, the value of plant or machinery equipment, like enterprise during last 30 days in block number 2 to 2.1. Okay. Then block 3 contains principal operating expenses during last 30. Similarly, you have many other information. Okay, like some of you might be very interested in understanding information technology. These days the buzzword in the social science research, how the enterprise are equipped with ICT, enterprise with 10 or more workers, information is there also. Okay. Like another one is financial inclusiveness, you can also get it, amount of loan advanced by financial enterprises, that is also important. There are so many information they have categorized into different blocks. So, we are supposed to derive as per our merge as per our own requirement. Okay, I am going to guide you. So, what is the key to merging? Like the append command, the merge works on a master data set, the current contents of the memory and a single using data set. Okay. Prior to Stata 11, you could specify multiple using data sets also. the data sets to be merged must all contain at least one linking variable, okay, that has the same name, okay, in each data set, and it must uniquely identify, like that particular variable, if it is uniquely identified, means that can be represented in all the merging data sets. Then only it will recognize that yes, this information can be extracted, can be added from another from another variable, okay, can be merged from another block, okay. So, not variable, it is block. So, there can be more than one unique ID variable as well, just one unique ID, just one ID, that is the variable ID, may not be representing the entire blocks of information. So, combination of variables may actually define that, now representing to entire blocks of information given in the data. We will guide you, please wait for a couple of minutes, you will have those slides in operation. The other variables should be different in two data sets. Please take a note that when the same variable is present in each of the files, Stata's default behavior is to hold the master data intact and discard the using data sets copy of that particular variable. Again, the way we guided you in the append, master data set is important, and some information are actually continued as per the master data set, okay. So, we will give you the hands on experience in our state operation. You must sort each data set by the ID variable prior to that merge, that is very important. Sort has to be done of each data set by the ID variable. So, ID variable we are emphasizing once again. So, what is that ID variable? Information you can get it from the report also. What is the ID variable? They give the information from their report as well. You can also test whether this is uniquely identified or not based on some information. So, what is the process of merging? The process of merging here is of broadly of 4 types we are going to discuss. The syntax for merge is simple: start by opening the master data set first, then you have to follow the step we are going to guide you. The merge is MERG. Now, out of these 4 options, one option you have to pick, okay. 1:1 or 1:m stands for many, 1 stands for 1, okay, 1 to many or many to 1 or many to many, okay. ID variable using you have to now give the ID variable here, okay, that is very important to be discussed. Now, using file, as usual we do using file, where which file you are going to, okay, merge, okay. It is not like append. So, using file has to be containing other information, not the variable not the observations, okay. Now, I will guide you how to do that. In theory, there are 4 kinds of merges, as I said: 1 to 1, 1 to many, many to 1, that is m:1, and many to many, okay. Now, let me explain you what you mean by all those details. 1 to 1 merge. So, insert 1:1 to be entered in the command. A 1 to 1 merge combines data sets that have identifier for single observations in each data set, okay. If the ID variables uniquely identify observation in both data sets, this is a 1 to 1 merge, okay. That is basically in both the one, if it is uniquely identify observation, then that is 1 to 1 merge. A 1 to 1 merge specifies that each record in the using data set is to be combined with one record in the master data set, alright. So, in 1 to 1 merge, just mechanically put 2 data sets together, alright. The first observation of the master data set is joined to the first one of the using data set, the second is joined to the second one in the using data set, okay. Accordingly it goes. Now, let us understand from the real life data sets. The data sets we are referring right now, 7th round of National Sample Survey, that provides data in blocks, which we have already shown to you. We are now interested in merging block number 2, okay, which gives information on particulars of the operation, okay, and background information regarding nature of operation and background information regarding the particular enterprise we are referring, particular unorganized enterprise we are referring to. And the block 2.1, which we have already shown you, which gives information on activities pursued by the enterprise during last 30 days ended. Okay. Here we are keeping block 2 as master file, alright. Block 2 is our master file and the using file is 2.1, basically 2.1 information, that is all about your activities pursued in last 30 days will be actually merged with that of the background information and nature of operation of that particular enterprise. Okay. So now using file is it is extension of block 2, that is 2.1 we have already mentioned. So 1:1 merging here means one enterprise operation and background information matched with one enterprise activities pursued by the enterprise during last 30 days. Okay. So 1:1 merging we are going to discuss, since the identifier variable suggests us to do that, now I am going to tell you. Next comes the identifier variable, which we are repeatedly mentioning. In our case it is ENID, enterprise ID. Okay. So the identifier variables must exist in both the data sets, then only we can do that one-to-one merging and that have the same names. Okay. Not just identifier variable, but should carry the same name. Otherwise, how this data can able to read that identifier variable with the same in different blocks. See, in most cases all of the other variables should have different names. Okay. Then only you are actually merging information, because different names or different variables are there. It is not similar to append. Now we have to check in both the data sets ENID is uniquely identifying the variable observations or not, then only one-to-one merging is possible. To check whether ENID is unique in both the data sets, we have to go for ENID. Okay. ISID, ENID. If ENID is unique in both the data sets, data will show nothing on the result window, else through. Otherwise, if it is not correct, it will show an error. So now we can test that. Okay. So we are supposed to open the 7th round of NSS, and so let me open that before you. So now first what I will do, since the data set is already open, let me clear that first. Okay. So I am just doing that exercise. Now that data set is clear. So what we are going to open is 7th data. All right. For us, we are trying to simplify for you. So now this is 6th economic census opened earlier. Now what I will open 7th round of NSS. All right now. So there are two files. We will be using block 2 as visible in the screen to you is our master, and 2.1 is our using file. Okay. But at this moment we are just trying to check whether it is uniquely identified or not, which is that identifier variable or not. And I have already suggested that we identified from the reports, from the different information of the data, that ENID is our identifier variable. We just need to cross check it whether that is there or not. So let me open this first. I can also open. Let me open this first. Okay. 2.1, because I am going to use this and then I will save this data and I will use it. Okay, use it for another master file. Now the data has already been opened. What is important? Now look at very carefully that the data is ENID is there, isn't it? This is the one ENTID. Okay. All right. So, so I will check with ISID command right now. So, ISID here for us is this one, all right, first one. So, let us check whether this is correctly followed or not. Now, as I highlighted from the slide that if it is not throwing any error, that means it is uniquely identified. Just a dot information is coming, that means it is uniquely identified. So, what we have done so far? We simply checked whether this data set or this block is uniquely identified with that particular variable is ENTID in our case. Okay. Now, let us move to our guidance. Similarly, you can check with the master file, that is block number 2. I have only shown you the block number 2.1. Why I have opened the using first, there is a reason behind. Okay, I am going to guide you. Now, I have shown you ISID, this is very very important for to note you that you have to find out. For here I have entered ENID, please note that in our case in the data set I have shown you it is ENTID. Okay. Now, the next page. If the stata does not throw any error, our data set is ready for merging. Okay. Now, other steps are very important also. So, now sort that as well, not just it might be the case that first one is first observation is there from the beginning, but now in the another file that is at the end. Okay. So, what I will do, I will sort that ENID, okay, or in our case ENTID. We have to sort it. What we will do, sort that first, all right. So, SORT sort, then we will go by this the same, then SORT, then I will enter this. Now, the data set is sorted by that particular variable. Okay. Be very sure that your data set is sort. Now, you simply save and replace. Okay. You simply save that and replace. What do we mean by that? We are going to use this in another master file. Okay. So, we are going to save it, save and replace. All right. So, now what is left? You need to exit it or simply okay. All right. So, we need to check the another file also, okay, that is the master file, whether it carries with the same name or not. So, open the, now what you will do, you open the data set of 7th round, block number 2, all right. So, block number 2, let's have a check, block number 2, okay, now open. Because since this is already open, it might be creating some problem. So, you need not close it. So, just the clear is actually going to add another master file on the same platform, no need to exit or close the data. Okay. So, now we are going to open the block 2, the master file. Okay. Now, the similarly master file is being opened. Now, the same ID is carrying here ENTID. Okay. In the PPT it is ENID. Now, you can connect it. It is ENTID if you wanted to go by the exact command for your clarity. Okay. So, what I will do the same process, we have to check whether it is uniquely identified or not. So, then you simply add ISID, then you click this ID, then check. Okay. Now, there is no error defined. So, that means this is perfectly uniquely identified. Now, another important aspect, likewise we sort the using file, we have to also sort this as well, sort then this, because according to the data will be in sort format through this particular filter or variable, all right. Now, this has been sorted. So, now both we have processed it as for final merging. Now, look at. So, I have opened now at this moment in front of you of the data that is master, okay, master block file of the 7th block number 2. Okay. Now, I have also sorted. Now, what is left? Merge. Okay. So, merge 1 to 1. Now, what is that variable we will be using? In this case ENTID. Okay, ENTID in our case, then using the block number 2. Okay, that is all. So, let me proceed to the now I will go for merge, is not it, MERGE. What is that? 1:1, 1:1. Okay. Now, what is that? What is to be merged? That is your unique ID variable. Rest of the variables will be automatically in order as per the unique ID. So, you need to define unique ID here, all right. That here unique ID is your ENTID, all right. Now, using then using, just a minute, okay, space, you need to give a space, okay, using. Now, path has to be defined. So, path is, what is that path? You need to go to that file, no, it is there, alright. So, here is the path we are no, this is 6th economic census, we are going to open the 7th. So, now path is 2.1. So, let us copy that, copy address the way we did every time. Now, I am going to paste it. Okay. So, now the another path is that now you have to add the exact file name path, that is you want to copy this. Okay. So, you have copied the entire with .dta has to be copied. Alright. Now, close the comma. Now, you just see, just be careful about it, merge 1 to 1, then using the path name very correctly. If it is there, now finally you have to enter. Okay. Now, look at your number of variables must have been increased, okay, because you are horizontally adding the variables or merging the variables. I am going to show that through the PPT. Now, also it is very important to note, now this will give you the result. Okay. How many files? It is very important that merge, then merge 2, then merge third. Third is very important, that 2,90,049 have been already merged. Okay. Now, I will go through the PPT and guide you, and accordingly I will show you the result. This is what we have also shown you, alright, and you please mark the arrow here. Now, if record exists in data set 1, okay, that is merged at 1, 64 from the masters are there which are not merged. Okay. So, from the master it is saying, from the master here, like from the result here 64 from the master, look at very careful, the 64 is not merged, they are different, is not it. Now, so from the using there is no 0, okay, 0 is left, that means entire is merged, 2,90,049 have been already merged. If record exists in both the data set, it will be 1 and 2, and that is here it is 3. Okay. So, now that has been successfully merged, since there is no error emerged, so there is no issue. Similarly, you can also check with tab command. Now, a merge variable is defined in the data. Now, you can check that. Okay, here is the merge. Alright. Now, you simply tab or TA, then you check this. Alright. Now, it gives this result here. Now, from the master 64 is still there. Okay. From matched one, I mean both the data has been merged, from another using is 2,90,049. Alright, has been successfully merged, and so that means we are successfully in merging the data set. Now, let me guide you the other details so that you need not be confused further. You can also obtain list of IDs for which there are not matches, okay, like list ENID. If you, I mean here it is list ENTID, if merge is less than 2, okay, that is 1 and 2 we are saying, if it is so if it is less than 3, if you are mentioning, that means it will automatically take, if it is I will list out the code of 1 and 2. Okay. So, the command in a single command you can give less than 3. Otherwise, you can individually check that ENTID, if merge double equal to 1, you can check whether it is there or not. Similarly, list ENTID if merge double equal to 2. So, both the category I have already shown you. So, that will show you the result. If an observation in one data set does not match anything in the other data set, it will give missing values, okay, for all the variables that in the data set. Okay, it will certainly show you the missing values. Now, please note that you cannot carry out another merge until you drop or rename the merge variable. Okay. So, Stata can create a new one. Alright. Alright. So, I have guided you what is called one-to-one merging. Now, what is important for us also to know is that one to many, in many case one to many or many to one, they are just opposite to each other, is important in real life situation and while handling the data. For merging two files having different level of measurement, that is one at individual level and other at household level, as I already told you, these two forms of merges are actually used when one is subset or one is different than that of another one, and so somewhere it is many, somewhere it is one. Okay. So, in that case many and one or one to many or many to one command is important. One to many and many to one are simply reverse of each other. If the ID variables uniquely identify observation in only the master data set, this is the case of one to many merge. If the ID variables uniquely identify observations in only the master data set, the data set which we wanted to open and merge another one. Okay, the first data set is called the master data set. If the ID variables uniquely identify observations in only the using data set, once again if the ID variables uniquely identify observation only in the using data set, that means you have to go by the reverse approach, many to one. Okay. So, be very careful about it. ID, unique ID, if it is in master, then one to many. If it is in the if it is in your using file, then it is many to one. That is the standard rule, okay, to be followed. In a one to many or many to one merge, one observation from one data set is combined with many observation from another. The difference between one to many and many to one being whether the master data set has the many or the using data set. Okay. These merges make sense when we have hierarchical data, okay, like individual or household. For example, if you have a data set on households and another data set in individual level residing in that household, in that case it is actually it makes really sense for it. Okay. Now, let us understand through the exact data set, the real life data set, that is ISDS, India's Human Development Data, Human Development Survey data in 2011-12 available for public to use. It provides data at household level and individual level. Individual level data provides information about persons residing in those households. Okay. So, and if we want to merge information about households with information about individuals, then this is important. In ISDS data set, there are multiple identifier, that is important to note here, that uniquely identify. I have repeatedly said earlier that just state ID, for example, is not uniquely identified in case of the ISDS data. Okay. There might be multiple variables or identifier that might be taken together to merge the individual and household information, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5 variable if you are taking together, then you can able to merge successfully. Okay. So, we are going to guide you through that particular data. First, we need to sort the data the way we did, and how do you know that these are the uniquely identified? You have to read the data, the information given in the ISDS website, many information, very clarity are already provided. Otherwise, you have to again one by one you have to test. Okay. There are number of experiment required to test whether it is individually uniquely identified or it is jointly unified. So, what I do, so open the individual data set first then, okay, because we need to merge that individual file on the household file. Okay. So, let me open that first before you. I am now guiding through the data set of data set of ISDS, alright. ISDS 2 we are now referring. So, what I do, I will open now we have to clear this. Okay. So, clear, now if you clear it clears the earlier saved data. Now, your window is free to take or import the fresh data set. Now, we are actually opening the fresh data set that is ISDS 2. ISDS 2 we are going to guide you. Okay, this is third. So, ISDS 2 we are going to open it. So, first I will open the individual, okay, individual data set before you. It is taking little time. Now, it is still searching, do not get worried by not opening, it takes its own time, alright. Now, what is important to note here is very essential for you to understand. Now, state ID, district ID, PSU ID, HH ID, then HA split ID. Okay. So, these 5 we need to sort, because we have already identified from the information that these are the identifiers. Okay. Uniquely identifiers together, not individually. So, let us sort them. Okay. Sort them all together, because those identifiers we are going to use it while in merging. Alright. So, what I will do, I will copy all those things. Why should I type and copy? So, let me copy this out. Okay. Or I can click there. Okay. State ID, district ID, POS ID, HH ID and split ID. Alright. Okay. So, it is there, state ID. So, sort state ID, district ID, POS ID, HH ID and household split ID. Okay. Why household split ID? Because the ISDS gives information about some split house in the next round. Okay. All the households are not covered in the ISDS 2. If you go and check, I have already mentioned this during the lectures of our module on ISDS. Please check that lecture once again. I also told you during that time, which are called unique identifier. Okay. So, once again we are explaining. Now, we are trying to explain you what is called sort here. Okay. So, of the identifier variables. So, we have now explain how to sort all those identifiers, and we have entered the command called sort. Okay. Now, what is important? Now, then once that is sort, what will do? You have to again save and replace, then similarly clear, you have to do it the way we did. Okay. So, save and replace, save comma replace, then okay, then now it is saved. Now, we need to clear. Okay, because we are going to open the master file next, and accordingly the same approach will follow. Alright. So, it will take time to clear, and it is first going to save and clear the data set. It has not yet cleared the window, still running. Okay. So, till then let me guide you that now it has clear. I will guide you that we have filtered as per the requirement, we have sorted the variable as per the unique identifier variables. Okay. That is very essential. Now, we are going to open what? Master data file, that is household in our case. You can also go by the reverse approach, I will tell you in between. So, where is the master one? Master file is here. Okay. So, master is your household. Alright. So, we have already opened this. So, again the same approach will follow, then sort. Well, sort, then the unique ID is the same unique ID, it has to be the same unique ID, otherwise it will be problematic. Okay. Now, since there is no error coming, that means it has identified but unique ISID we are not going to check it, we can check it as well the way we did it, but since we know it, we are not going to check it. Okay. Okay. So, this part is done. So, what is left for us? We have sort both the files. Now, we will merge. Okay. So, merge 1:m, merge likewise it is mentioned here, this is merge MERG, merge 1:m, then all the identifier variables using the individual data, because individual data is our using data. Okay. So, let us go by that. So, merge MERG, merge 1:m. Okay. Then all those unique identifiers must have been mentioned, because they together jointly explaining the merging or using the identifier, using the using file, we have to go by the path. So, path is here, path is our individual, because we have opened the household file. Okay. So, household file is the one household with many information, we are including many information, because individual has many information than that of the household. Okay. So, that is why we are using the command called 1:many. Alright. Now, we have added the path name that is available in our file is G, for you it might be D, might be C, you have to mark this carefully and copy that the way we used to do it. Now, once you enter, this gives the merging info. Now, look at the number of variables. Now, this has been increased now, and since there is no error, there is actually no problem. Now match, look at the match file, the merge command is going to give you the entire information, that is the total number of observation, that is 2,04,000 is completely merged and 0 is not matched, that means there is no problem with the nothing is left unmatched. Okay. So, this is successfully merged. Now, what is important for us to understand that you can do like this, the reverse approach you can follow. You can follow it merge m is to 1, but here which is I am here, m is your individual file. So, you open your individual file as your master file, okay. Then you use your household file as your using file, okay. Then in that case merge m is to 1. Then rest of the unique ID has to be same, that we have already given the command sort, and there will be no problem. Okay. Vice versa is also possible with m is to 1 command. So, both will give the same result. So, last one is here to be discussed is called many to many merging. In principle there are many to many merge, but in practice it is rarely used, because many information to many information rarely is not there. We are going to merge with 1 is to many or many is to 1 in most of the cases. Since there is no availability, we are not really giving you the hands on experience, but we will guide you for sure. Okay. So, it gives some random results. This is best avoided as possible. Stata manual does not even cover this, okay. If you go by the original Stata manual, which we guided already, the observations are matched within equal values of the specified variables, with the corresponding observation matching with one variable one another. Okay. If there are not an equal number of observation, then the last observation of the sorted data set continues matching the rest of the observation of the longer data set. That is the crux of the m is to m merging. So, one saving is important here. It is important to remember that these changes only take place in the working memory, okay, but not actually in the final file or path folder memory. So, thus in order to make sure that you want to reuse your data later and make sure that you do not lose your newly created, appended or merged data set, you must save the data set with a new name, preferably a convenient name must have been given the way we guided earlier. Okay. So, that is all for merging, and we have guided you NSS, we have guided you ISDS, okay. And also we have given you enough logical binding between the merging, especially 1 is to m and m is to 1, and the steps we have categorically emphasized, and m is to m even Stata since not guiding we are not giving in detail, and better to avoid that also, indicator we mentioned that. So, therefore, I hope it is not creating any further hurdle as a learner. I know that this is data and data is very sensitive. So, please try to practice on your own. We are providing the practice data set as well along with the PPT and the command, and I am 100% sure you can able to extract, merge, append any database in front of you. Okay. Still if there are doubts, we are there to help you for sure, and that is our pride. Thank you so much.